Hey, Scanner Group, Ryan Mallory from ThiefHunter Labs. Wanted to go over something with you because I found it interesting. A member referred it to me. The title of this video, Fraudulent YouTube Auditor Arrested by Medford Police Department and His Financial Scam Exposed. The self-proclaimed YouTube Police Auditor, calling himself Bay Area Transparency, was arrested by MPD and trespassed from the restricted, secured City of Medford parking garage after multiple attempts to get him to leave. His antics on YouTube have gained a little bit of notoriety, really. A member called this to my attention, and I was curious about this arrest, and occasionally I look at some auditor videos myself. Today, we'll analyze and review his videos to find out if the auditor is on the up and up. So, first of all, what is a YouTube auditor? What's a First Amendment auditor? There are also Second Amendment or gun rights auditors. A video content creator that attempts to interact with the police to test their knowledge of the law is called an auditor. I watched some of these videos from YouTube Police Auditors. Some are really good at finding transparency and discrepancies between policy and practice, really. Some are simply drama and for really minor to the internet and really for fame. And then some are honest, and then some are outright manipulative. So why do they do this? The premise is to verify that the police don't violate constitutional law. It has its place, in my opinion, honestly, but only if it's in context, honest and correct. That's pretty important. This practice is often distorted for the benefits of YouTube revenue sharing and donations from viewers. So the more viewers you get, the more likely you are to have somebody donate some money, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all gets done online for sure. There's plenty of room to audit the auditors. Also, there's even a channel called Audit the Auditors that's pretty good. Tells them where they went wrong, tells them where they went right. Since this is our local PD and an out-of-town auditor, I'm interested in doing just that. I'm going to audit the auditor. So first of all, where did this happen? The first video the auditor posted that day starts out with him standing around the restricted and secured City of Medford parking building. This is where many of the police and city vehicles are secured and stored. I'm here recording something a lot of people in Medford already know, that's for sure. It says, police, authorized parking only. 2 automatic roll-up doors. You got to have a keypad to get in. You have to have a police vehicle to get out. Doesn't seem all that confusing for me, but it's pretty confusing to this YouTube auditor. And I like some of those videos, actually. They catch cops that sometimes don't know constitutional law. But in this case, we just got a guy that wants to make some drama and get kiddies to pay him money on YouTube. Everything in here is a police vehicle, and the guy shows right in his video he waited for somebody to go in so he could get through the door. I mean, am I wrong here? It looks plainly marked, and it's pretty obvious you're not supposed to be there, and that he had to wait for a truck to go in to get in himself. There's regular traffic in and out, but there's also roll-up gate, must have a key code to get in, that kind of stuff, and a sign outside. Here's the sign outside, and the sign outside pretty much tells you that you're not supposed to be there, and the fact that you have to have a key card or a code to get into it, that would tell you too. But then there's the big roll-up doors. So the video shows him and actually says he's waiting for a vehicle to open the gate, and that he's snuck in and out behind vehicles that have opened the gate. So that doesn't make sense. The vehicles going in and out are authorized vehicles. What makes him think that he should follow one into our secured parking garage, yours and mine, because those are pretty important. So there's a sign, and the sign is at the plane of the building, and there's a security system, cameras, automatic doors. The plane of the sign is at the front of the building. So there is the sidewalk, then the building, and the driveway goes beyond the sidewalk, obviously, and through the gates. So, I mean, sneaking in just sounds a little weird to me. You too, probably. He knew he wasn't supposed to be there. A reasonable expectation of intelligence would have him understand that he isn't supposed to follow an authorized vehicle into the authorized parking area for the city police force. There's also cages around the entire parking garage. You can't get in or out of that thing unless you sneak in like he was doing, or you have authorized access, or you steal authorized access, I would imagine. And so why is it secure? I'm going to show you a little bit of an article. And recently, this month, San Francisco Police Department, where this gentleman is from, they had vehicles have their catalytic converters stolen right at where they store the vehicles because it wasn't secure. So protecting the public's assets are pretty important. And also, those are San Francisco Police Department vehicles that could not respond to crimes, emergencies, Grandma Betsy having a heart attack, anything like that. So it hurts the public for somebody to have access to the private area, so they keep people out of it. It makes complete sense to me. Why should he be arrested? Well, first of all, he goes over the ordinance in Medford, and it pretty much says that if you're asked to leave, you have to. And he doesn't like how the laws work in our area.
Let me go ahead and stop that right there. I want to go over the city municipal code. Remember, this is not the Oregon state law, but this is Medford City Municipal Code. Chapter 5.250 trespass. As you see right there, their trespass law for the municipal code is no person shall enter or remain unlawfully, is the key word, unlawfully, in or on premises. That's it. That's their trespass law. That's not the Oregon state law. We'll go over that in a second. But this is the code that I got arrested under. Now let's go on and look at the definitions of the code. Chapter 5.240 definitions. Let's look at enter or remain unlawfully. This is the definition to them in this municipal code of enter or remain unlawfully. To enter or remain in or upon premises when the premises at the time of the entry or remaining are not open to the public, or when the entrant is not otherwise licensed or privileged to do so, or to fail to leave premises that are open to the public after being lawfully directed to do so by the person in charge. Now you can go look at what person in charge means. You can also look at what open to the public means. And then premises includes any building and any property, whether privately or publicly owned. Okay, so this municipal code literally says that anybody for any public building or anything can ask you to leave at any time, and you have to leave. It also says that the directive has to be lawfully directed. So I think that's the question. Was this a lawful directive for me to leave a public place? Why? Why did I have to leave? I think that's the question.
But he's not from this area, so we make those decisions, not him, and we obviously have through who we hired and what we voted on. Beyond that, he should be arrested because he was trying to cause problems and created a problem by clogging up the entrance and exit to the parking garage. He was also filming, and filming's fine on public property, and he could stand outside on the sidewalk and film what goes on in the police garage all day, and you wouldn't see me posting a video about it. But he was filming unmarked vehicles coming in and out, and some of those could be undercover vehicles, and he posted the license plates right on YouTube. So, that puts our officers in jeopardy, in my opinion. It's a safety concern, and it shouldn't be that way. So I mentioned a financial scam. Where is the financial scam? All right, this guy has a couple 100,000 followers. He's getting some checks from YouTube, and people often want to make a living at that. Sounds fun, right? But if you're making a living at it by manipulating information, that's a problem. So the first thing out of the chute, this guy posts a video making a lot of claims, but not showing all the information. It's not the video where he went over the ordinance and claimed he didn't like it and it should change. It was a video acting like he was being harassed. When he wasn't being harassed, he was being arrested after many attempts to get him to leave the premises. So he got arrested. But most of the video, and I'm not going to link to the videos because honestly, I don't like this guy getting views, but you can look him up. I gave the name in the beginning of the video of his channel. Beyond that, most of the video is asking for money and going over all the many, many, many ways that he collects donations from his subscribers. So when you add the YouTube money to what I'll call the young and uninformed, for the most part, that seem to be his followers, and his general style is that way. Also, not that everybody young is uninformed. There are tons of very informed young people, but in this case, they're just schooling with the fish and following the crowd. If they throw him a couple of bucks, imagine amplifying that towards maybe a small percentage of the 13,500 likes he got. The video got 167,000 views. Doesn't seem like a high percentage of his followers actually clicked like on it. So I think people see something's fishy too, but he pulls one over on people that aren't sure what's going on, that feel bad for him or don't like the police, and makes a living this way. This is where I consider him a financial fraud. What about the cop? All right. So there were multiple cops arresting him, but the main cop, we know, Sergeant Tom Venables, and he has a stellar record of service with Medford Police Department. Jared and I have both interviewed him a few times. The folks I have talked to locally find him pleasant, honest, understanding, willing to help our community, does a lot with the homeless in a good way. Any police officer could have been there and arrested this wannabe lawyer for trespassing. It's not that Tom wanted to, it's that he could not get him to leave the secure parking garage. It's like a reputation lottery out there for our officers, so please send them some love on this post. And if you do watch Bay Area transparency videos, definitely don't give them any likes, but YouTube's going to pay them for your views anyway. Thanks for listening. Ryan Mallory with ThiefHunter Labs.
Meant to be a subject that shot at another subject, and the subject that was shot at ran over the suspect with the vehicle. OSP is en route.